Because your business is your baby and it's hard to trust it with other people.
Hey there, welcome to the Super Bloom Coach podcast, the show for life coaches ready to 10x their business and bloom into undisputed thought leadership status. I'm Mariah Riona, an award-winning brand designer and certified life coach. I've spent over a decade helping incredible female entrepreneurs like you build luxurious, high-end brands that stand out and attract their dream clients. Each week, I share the latest branding strategies, business growth tips, and personal insights to help you elevate your coaching business and thrive. Whether you're just starting out or looking to scale to new heights, this podcast is your roadmap to becoming a luxury thought leader in your niche. Get ready to learn, grow, and make an impact with the Super Bloom Coach podcast. Let's go.
Hello, Coach. Welcome back. This is episode 7 of the Super Bloom Coach podcast. And I'm so excited that you are tuning in today. We are going to talk about hustle culture versus slow living when growing a business and how to make $1 million working part-time. So just a little disclaimer here. I have not made $1 million, but I want to tell you why I was thinking about this. If you've been following this podcast, you know that the whole impetus for this podcast was wanting to make $1 million in my business in my Super Bloom year, my 40th year. I have been working at scaling and growing my business to a place where I can go from making $100K in a year to 10xing that and making $1 million in a year. I'm not there yet. This is the process of me getting there. However, the sort of inspiration for today's episode is that I was recently talking to my new life coach, Kim Showers. She is amazing. If you don't know who she is, I'm going to put links to her stuff in the show notes. You should definitely go follow her on Instagram. She is such an inspiration to me. I hired her a few weeks ago, and we've been having weekly private one-on-one coaching calls. And I think it was actually the very first time I spoke to her. It might have been before I even hired her during my consultation call. I was saying, the reason that I wanted to hire a life coach and work with her. And I really want to, knowing that my big goal of 10xing my business is happening this year, I know that I really need to manage my mind around this idea of making $1 million, because I know it sounds really great at the beginning and there's a lot of excitement, but then life happens and business happens and you can really get in your head around your goals and you can stop short of reaching them. So just proactively, I found my coach and hired her, knowing that I want to manage my mind around this goal. So we had a great conversation about it. And she said, yes, I can definitely help you manage your mind around this goal, help you get to that dream of making $1 million. However, the way that I was describing it, she said, you're on a path to burnout and you don't want to make $1 million and burn out. You want to do it in a sustainable way where, you make $1 million and can continue to grow. So I thought, yes, that's perfect. That's exactly what I need. I'm really talking about my approach, how I am scaling and building my business to really serve me while trying to make $1 million. So let's dive in. I've got 5 things that I'm really focusing on that are going to help me make that $1 million while still having a life and a business that I love. The first thing is prioritizing rest. I have never prioritized rest. The whole concept was just foreign to me. And it was something that has occurred to me recently. We talk about this hustle culture, and I think that's where most entrepreneurs go because we just more, grow. You don't want to miss anything. You don't want to miss out. You don't want to miss a client, an opportunity. I already knew I wanted to 10x without hustling. I didn't realize how I had never prioritized rest in my life. To me, rest almost feels like a dirty word. I don't feel like I earn rest. And obviously that's a thought, and it's a thought that's not serving me. I really see how not prioritizing rest has led me to burnout before, just affected my health before. I've always prioritized self-care, but within that, never prioritized rest. So here are some things that I'm doing. I'm very meticulous about scheduling my week, scheduling my day to get everything done. But what I realized was I was just cramming as much stuff as I could in. So now I am very intentionally creating breathing room, creating space in my schedule so that it's not completely packed. When I was scheduling before, I always approached rest and relaxation as something that I would do if I had accomplished everything else on my list, or if there was time left in my schedule, if there was a time block left, which there never was because I was always trying to get as much as I possibly could get done in that amount of time. So now I'm actually going in before I schedule anything else and I am scheduling my rest. I am not there yet, but my coach Kim talks about how she gets 9 to 10 hours of sleep every single night. And I remember she told me this during our first call and I just I think I made a face. I was like, "Oh." And she was like, "Yeah, amazing, right?" And I just thought "Oh, I'm jealous. I want that too." And it's like, of course I can have that. I just have to prioritize it. I have not gotten there yet. It's been very hard, but that is something I'd like to work on, scheduling my day so that I can I'm going to start with 8 to 9 because I'm not even getting that. But yeah, scheduling my day so that I complete everything and can get to bed at a decent time and wake up and still do my early morning 5 a.m. routine. But I'm also scheduling rest throughout the day, and I've been a lot better at making that happen. I don't think any of us can just go, go, go. Putting time blocks into my schedule for 2 hours where I can take a nap if I want to, or just rest, just sit on my favorite chair, zone out, which I think is so important for creativity. And we forget about that. We're just so busy with the do that we forget to just be. I don't feel like I'm as creative when I'm constantly trying to produce work. I love the work that I produce, but it's in the stillness and the quiet times that I get a lot of inspiration and creativity. I've decided to just block out time to have quiet time and just think and be still, which is amazing. And it actually takes me to my next point, the second thing that I'm doing. I'm only working 3 days a week this year, my Super Bloom year. It's something I've always wanted to do, but I've never made it happen. I have been very fortunate that for the last 6-ish years, I've only worked generally 4 days a week. After I had kids, my time became way more valuable, and I knew that I wanted to have quality time with my children. I made the decision to take 1 day off a week. That was a special day with my son and I. And now my little girl is here too. And so I have 1 day a week that is our day together, and still sometimes do a little bit of work, but I'm not scheduling things that day. It's just for me and my kiddos. And we'll go to the park. We'll go, if my son is off of school, we'll go out to lunch. We'll do just special things together. And that's something that I have maintained really well. It's just taking that one extra day off has been super tricky for me. So I am really committed to making that happen this year. I am now working currently. My team and we are working Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So Tuesdays are my day off with my daughter, my baby girl, and my son goes to school, but still, I pick him up from school and we still have great time together. Thursdays, I am not working, but my children are still being cared for. It's literally just a day for me. So I have started scheduling my hair and nail appointments on Thursdays. I have, scheduled a few fun things for myself, but mostly I'm just keeping that day open and not scheduling anything, which is kind of crazy. I want to just have space, like a lot of space to just think. I really feel like if your schedule and if your life is it's kind of like design. If it's so crowded, if it's full, you don't leave space for anything else. So I like this idea of having a whole day that's generally open and free, and it allows for new opportunities and new things. I think symbolically, but I also think just very literally, it allows time and space for new opportunities to come into my life. I'm very excited about that, but I will tell you, it's not been easy to make this happen.
Hey Super Bloom coaches, let's take a quick break. This episode is sponsored by my exclusive Luxury Brand Leader program. If you're serious about elevating your coaching business, then you have to check this out. Luxury Brand Leader is your chance to work with me one-on-one to totally transform your brand and realign your business for exponential growth. This is the only logo and website design program designed exclusively for coaches that builds your luxury brand and sets you up as the go-to leader you were born to be. Imagine a complete 360-degree luxury brand transformation done in just 90 days. You'll get personalized coaching, cutting-edge strategies, and the exact steps you need to become an unstoppable force in your industry. When you become a luxury brand leader, you can finally start to attract clients who daydream about working with you, and they're willing to pay the big bucks to make it happen. Imagine being able to unapologetically raise your rates, magnetize high-paying clients, create a captivating personal brand, and showcase your high-value expertise. Are you ready for a branding experience that will revolutionize how you show up in your business? Apply to become a luxury brand leader today at mariahriona.com. Remember, spots are limited and they fill up fast. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to transform your business. Apply now.
I am growing my team. That is the third thing I want to talk about. I have struggled with that. I'm going to be totally honest. I had a business coach, oh gosh, 3 years ago, I think, that was really on me and was like, you need to grow your team. You need to start outsourcing. You need to get people who can help you, because I really was the classic solopreneur who I wanted to do everything myself. I didn't trust that anybody else could do it as good as me, that anybody could do it the way I did it. I started to find contractors that I enjoyed working with at that time, but I still really was holding on to a lot. The past about 6 months, I have worked very hard to let go of things in my business that I don't have to be doing. I've got an amazing assistant who is helping me with everything from emailing clients to, helping me coordinate projects, post on social media. And then I've also found a designer that's working with us now, and I am training her to take on a lot of our internal projects and eventually take over a lot of client projects. So that has been tricky. If you're an entrepreneur who has scaled or is scaling, I think you can understand just how emotionally difficult that can be, because your business is your baby and it's hard to trust it with other people. There's been growing pains for sure, but I can see how everything we're doing is serving my bigger goal of really growing and scaling this business and taking it to a $1 million business, where I can't do that on my own. There's no way. I can't keep doing what I'm doing and make $1 million. I'm really stepping away from things that don't need my personal touch on them and just focusing on the things that I need to be doing in my business. And then I am training my team to take on everything else. So that leads me to the fourth thing, which is outsourcing. I have been growing my team, like I was talking about. I have several contractors and people that I work with very closely, and all of our systems are based on working with those people. However, I have started outsourcing other things in my life and my business as well. Outsourcing is so important for growing your business. And one of the first places that I started outsourcing was actually my bookkeeping and accounting. I am not good at that stuff. It doesn't like, I feel like every time I would go in, I would just mess it up and make it worse. I would literally start crying every year when I was trying to get my bookkeeping together for my taxes. And my dad was the one that actually told me, he's like, this isn't what you do. Like you get paid really well to do what you do. Pay someone else to do this, someone who is good at it and knows what they're doing. And so that was a really good lesson to learn. And I've tried to embrace that. And so I kind of see growing my team as separate from outsourcing in that, like, when I'm outsourcing, I'm finding an expert. And when I grow my team, these are people that I am training to do it my way. So as far as outsourcing goes, there are a lot of things in my business now that where I'm either looking for an expert or I'm just looking for somebody to in my life to take something off my plate. In my business, like I said, it's my accountant, my bookkeeper. I've got, copywriters and stuff that are actually have been writing my scripts for me for several years now for my YouTube videos, just things that I don't need to be doing myself that I can more oversee. And that has been super helpful. And it's freed up a lot more time where I can be working on the stuff that's making me money, bringing in new clients, working with that client, right? In my life, I've been outsourcing as well. Some things that like I just don't have time for anymore. We've had a maid service that comes monthly, and we've been doing that since we moved into this house. So over 2 years now. And so that has been so helpful. Beyond that, we get all of our groceries delivered. We were doing Instacart, but now we're doing the Walmart delivery, which has been great. And then, that saves me a good hour to 2 hours every week. That's an hour or two that I could be working on a project, making money. So I'm basically buying my time back. And then another thing that has been super helpful that I've outsourced, and I was really struggling with this for a while, but I actually talked to my coach, Brooke, inside of her program, Self-Coaching Scholars. And I was just saying how business is great. It's booming. But I'm having trouble keeping up in my personal life. I literally didn't have time to fold laundry anymore. And so she was just helping me with like, it's time to outsource. And so after that call, I actually just reached out to my next door neighbor girl. She's in high school. She had babysat for us a couple of times. And I said, hey, I might have a job for you if you're interested. And she comes over once or twice a week and she helps me fold and put away laundry. And now, she knows my system. She knows where everything goes. And so I'm really not doing that anymore. And she does it on the weekends. I am buying my time back, but I use that time that she's here to rest because it's so important to rest. I wasn't getting any rest done because I was working so hard in my business, getting to the end of the week, and then really struggling to get all the housework done as well. And just like maintain our lives, and she helps around the house a little bit too. She'll vacuum, she will help keep the kitchen tidy. So I've outsourced that stuff to her so that I can have my weekend back, which is amazing. Lastly, number 5 is building systems to scale. And, all of these things go hand in hand. So I've been growing my team, I've been outsourcing, I need to grow my team so that I can only work 3 days a week. One thing that I really need in order to enable me to be able to grow my team is to figure out the systems or SOPs, which stands for standard operating procedures, that we do in this business so that I don't have to be doing it. I can hand tasks and projects off to other people. And we have a whole system in place, a whole workflow, all these standard operating procedures so somebody can basically do it the same way that I do it. And I know this is something that a lot of coaches and entrepreneurs, as they scale, they struggle with this. They don't have the systems in place. We all have systems for the way that we do things in our business. We typically, if you think about the whole client experience, from how they find you to they connect with you and they're a lead and then they become a client. And then, when you're done working with them, that whole system is the client journey. We have ways that we do this, and these are our systems, but sometimes they're not intentional. We're just doing, flying by the seat of our pants, or we might have really great systems, but they're all in our own head. And to bring other people on board, you have to go through the work of taking it out of your head and getting it onto paper or into a CRM so that other people can take over these tasks. So I've actually been super busy with that just this last week, working alongside my assistant and going through our whole luxury brand leader program, breaking down the entire experience from when a client is a lead until the program is complete and everything in between. And really, I had this whole system in place, but now that our team is growing, we had to be like, okay, this person does this task. Okay, now this person does this task and it triggers this email to be sent. Okay, now we have to do this. Okay, we don't want to forget to do this. And we have this really robust outline now that she is converting into our project management software so that we can stay on top of everything. And I can step back and not be managing these individual tasks. She can do it and other people can do it so that I can be working on the stuff that is going to get me to $1 million. So those are my 5 things that I'm doing in my business to help me focus on rest and focus on slow living so that I can make $1 million just working part-time without hustling. I hope that was helpful. I'd love to hear from you if you have any tips on how you're growing your business without hustling. Hit me up on Instagram and I'll catch you in the next episode.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Super Bloom Coach, the podcast for life coaches ready to 10x their business. If you enjoyed today's episode, I know you'll love my free course, 5-Figure Clients, the secret to attracting high-ticket coaching clients. Inside, I'll show you how I went from attracting bargain hunter clients to exclusively booking clients at a 5-figure price point. If you're ready to start working with clients who understand the tremendous value you bring to the table and to stop working with clients who don't, then this course is for you. Over 4 days, you'll learn why offering a high-ticket service is better for you and your client, how to craft your irresistible high-ticket offer that practically sells itself, and the 2 things you need to convey in order to sell high-ticket services. Also, how to position yourself as a luxury brand leader so you can charge a premium for your top-notch services. Sign up now at mariahriona.com/free-course and start attracting those high-ticket clients today. Don't miss out on this valuable opportunity to elevate your coaching business. Get instant access to your first lesson. And before you go, make sure to subscribe to Super Bloom Coach so you never miss an episode. We've got some incredible content lined up to help you 10x your coaching business and achieve your dreams. If you found value in today's episode, can you do me a quick favor and leave a review? Your feedback helps me reach more coaches like you who are ready to elevate their business. Thanks so much for listening. I'll see you next time.